Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in, everybody comes in, your grandmother, your everybody comes in, your grandmother, your everybody comes in, your grandmother, your.
Get your words straight, Jack.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by God. You know the thing.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position. Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Antifa exists.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
I liked beer. I still like beer. But I did not drink beer to the point of blacking out.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company. Not good. Believe me, not good. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your... They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. They are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place.
And by the way, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in and pull and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Bad deal, should have never been thought of. $7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. And I resent like hell. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know Bo. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. It wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by gold. You know the thing. I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it.
Thing on? Holy shit. Hello? Is this on? Hello, folks. Welcome. This is another episodic installation of Above It All. This is 1186. And this is April 23rd, 2021. It's a lot of time that's gone by since we started tracking that shit. Isn't that crazy? You ever think about, like, you know, someone had the idea, let's count time, right? And then, here we are, right? I mean, I personally, I think we should go to the Jewish calendar, just because they've got, like 6,000 years? Like, that's way cooler than 2,000 years. Like, let's be honest. Like, 6,000, like, what is it, like 6,700 or something? Right, like, that's way cooler. Like, let's be real. Like, let's have a serious conversation about that. Like, what is this 2,000 bullshit? These motherfuckers have 6,000. Like, what's the mix-up here? What's the difference? I don't know. What's going on? Anyway, hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day so far. I woke up, I ate food, and I did a guest appearance on Good Morning Comrade. So that's the show that rides my coattails by going an hour before my show. And so I popped on there to do a little bit of preliminary coverage of what I'm going to be talking about today. And so go check that out if you'd like. Later, of course, don't check it out right now. I mean, if you checked out right now, I mean, you'd be in a really bad position because this stream is much superior to that. I'm just throwing that out. And no offense to Jeffrey or anything, but let's be honest. If you got this stream versus that video, I mean, that video is going to be there. It's going to be there later. It's going to be there tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be there, like, at fucking 6:14 p.m. Like, go watch it then. You're right. Like, this is a live stream. This is an event. motherfucker. Like, this shit does not, like, just happen every single day. It just doesn't happen willy-nilly, right? It's not like I stream every single goddamn day or anything. No. This is a live event, so you gotta make sure you stay here. We demand our daily quest bar mukbang, maybe toward the end of the show, because I just ate breakfast. So, like, give me another hour and a half, and I'm down to have a quest bar, so remind me. Yeah, so Max the dog, I left my door open today because Max the dog feels like roaming today, so he's roaming around the house right now. So I don't know if we'll get some Max the dog footage today. He's currently roaming, but, you know, we'll see. He might pop in. And if he does, you know, I'll try to get him on here. It's the star of the Majority Report. That's correct. At the behest, I was bullied. Let's be honest, folks. I was bullied. We got to be real about this. This is something we need to talk about. There's an epidemic in this chat room of bullying. And so I was bullied yesterday. I was told, you should call into the Majority Report. People are like, I'll gum up the works for you. I'll grease it up. I'll give you the easy pass, the fast pass. You know, that shit where you cut in line on Space Mountain, right? So it's like, all right, I cut in line on Space Mountain. I was bullied. I was abused. I was harassed. And I was pressured. I was peer pressured, no less. Pressured by my own peers in order to call into the Majority Report. And so I called in. And they answered my phone call. Isn't that crazy? Like, I mean, you know, it's out of control. And so, you know, hopefully I did a good job on that. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to rewatch it. I watched a little bit because I'm, like, curious. How do I sound on the phone? I sound pretty decent on the phone. I'm not bad, right? You know, pretty decent, you know. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that's the situation. Go back and watch that. Maybe I'll clip it and put it on my channel. So we'll see. I don't know. I was definitely peer pressured, though. Definitely peer pressured. And I just want to be very upfront with the fact that I was bullied into doing that. That I was under duress. I was on the phone. I was under duress. I was constantly, like, I was getting a flood. We could honestly even go as far as to say it was an internet harassment campaign. Like, it was a serious problem. An internet harassment campaign against me to get me to call into the Majority Report. And I did. So, I mean, there you go. I could feel you holding it together. Serious news voice. You did great. Thank you. Hopefully you didn't have a little double... I mean, you know, that's the story, fellas. That's the story. It's coordinated, targeted harassment. That's correct. It was targeted. It was coordinated, it was strategized, it was centralized, and most importantly, it was not good. Let me just tell you. Not good. You did well, thank you. You were so confident. I mean, I don't know if I was confident, but if I appeared confident, really that's all that matters. Because as far as I'm concerned, right, again, it's not like my feelings were being recorded, right, during that moment, so it's like, all right. Okay, so I can just, you know, not be confident, and if others perceive me as confident, I might as well have been confident, right? Who's to say I wasn't confident? Certainly not me, right? That's certainly not me saying that I wasn't confident, so, you know, there you go. If that's the case, then that's the case. There was surprisingly, I mean, I'm not, I'm a professional. I support the PRO Act for a reason, folks, right? Anyway. So hopefully everyone's having a good morning. So today I'm probably going to be... So today I am going to be doing a recap over the course of this stream of the events of the second day of protests in my town. And maybe we'll get into some other stuff afterward. But it's like also, like, I am very hesitant to... I mean, I don't know. Yesterday I was like... should I really talk about forced to vote on a stream about doing protests for serious problems? And then I just ended up talking to the chat room about, like, you know, drugs all day. So it's like, I mean, at that point, like, my professional courtesy, like, I don't know, maybe I'll cover another news topic that's, like, more fun. You know, someone sent me this Kyle Kalinske video. I'm really eyeballing it. It's, like, 20 minutes long. It could be good content. So I'm really eyeballing that shit, man. So, like, you know, I'm like... Man, that's red meat, and I'm a vegetarian, so that's saying something. second stringers cloud. Holy mackerel, man. Destroyed the second stringers. Well, maybe I'll call in on Monday after I've been fucking pepperballed and sent to jail for the weekend. And then I'll call in on Monday. How's that sound? Yeah, I got big ass eyeballs, man. Look at that shit. Whoa! My glasses are not big. They are of moderate size, however. I hope it's an old video and it's not Kyle talking about Force the Vote in April. That is exactly what it is. It is Kyle Kalinske talking about Force the Vote in April. So it's really good. I watched like the first 3 minutes of it just to like see like, am I going to disagree with this? And I'm like, oh Lord, it's worse than I imagined, right? So maybe I'll get into that. I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. It's either that or we just talk about drugs in the chat room for 30 minutes. Again, I mean, those are the options. So we can pick and choose as we see fit. Is it time for the glasses smudge? Actually, it is. Look at this. You see this? Oh no, I can't see anymore. Gotta clean the smudge. Oh no. My oily fingerprints. You ever think about that? Like oil just emits from your body. Like, has anyone like thought about, you know how like we have olive oil for cooking and stuff and like for salads and all that shit? Has anyone thought about using human oil? Is this like, you know, like a bathwater territory? Like, is anyone interested in bottling my oil for cooking? Like, anyway, it might take a while to get enough of quantity, you know, in order to actually make anything with, right? But, like, if anyone's interested, I'm down to start collecting my oils in, like, some sort of, like, jar or vial or container. And then... Anyway, my glasses are smudge free. No more oil is on my glasses. Oh, Lord have mercy. Would you believe it if I would say to you that I haven't smoked weed in 4 days? Because that's me right now. Clean as a whistle. Whew. I mean, wouldn't that be a mild form of cannibalism? I disagree. Would you consider, like... I mean, Anyway, let's get into the... Anyway, folks. We're gonna get into the news. I'm not gonna go down that road. I could. Y'all know what road I was almost down. And I'm making the executive decision to make a U-turn and go somewhere else. So, let's get into the main news subject for today. Anyway, let me queue up some stuff. So I was sent a CNN article. Apparently CNN is picking up the story, and so I wanted to cover CNN's article and see how good it is. So CNN has been, you know, we found them. They were there. We actually saw the CNN people, and you know, I waved to their cameras. I don't know if I'm in this article yet. I haven't read it. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm photographed. Man, I'm like in this photograph, I'm like right here. Like if you were to like, you know, go around, I'm like right here, right? In this photograph, right? In this photograph, like assuming, right, you know, I'm like right over here, right? Like I'm off to the left, right? But unfortunately I'm not in the article this time, but that's okay because the article is about something serious and it's not about my narcissism. So peaceful protests over the fatal police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. dispersed Thursday night in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, but demonstrators will be back, community members said. Interesting way to start the article. Starting the article with, yes, the protesters left. It was 11 p.m. and everyone went home. That's how you start the article? What? I'm just like, I'm so confused. That's bizarre. Like, yes, we're going to start the article by saying people went home. All right. Come out and talk to us. We just want the people to come out and talk to us, said organizer Kirk Rivers. Are you just going to continue to let us assume what took place? And so what that means basically is the police and the sheriff's department specifically are being very hush-hush. They are not providing any details really, like, at all, to be honest with you. And it's kind of a problem. And so they're basically just not even acknowledging that we exist in any capacity. And, you know, they're basically pretending like we have no demands and we're just like an angry mob running through the streets or whatever. So it's really, you know, it's a little bit ridiculous. The Pasquotank County Sheriff's Office was attempting to serve an arrest warrant on Brown. That is actually not true. That is... So CNN has actually got the scoop incorrectly. It's actually a search warrant that they were serving. It was not an arrest warrant. That is fake news, folks. CNN is peddling fake news right now, so that's pretty incredible. So yes, it was a search warrant on Brown on Wednesday morning when when a car pulled away and deputies fired shots. The office said in a video statement, there are still many questions, unless they're changing. Maybe they said it was a search warrant first, and now they're saying it's an arrest warrant. That's possible. But I heard directly from the police on the day of the shooting, like outside City Hall, that they were serving a search warrant. That's what they told me. So it's possible they're changing the story. That's totally possible. But at the same time, you know, that makes the story more interesting. The fact that they're just switching it up. One day it's a search warrant, the next day it's an arrest warrant. Either way, it's not a death sentence. There are still many questions surrounding the incident that follows other protests across the nation over the deaths of black men at the hands of police officers. Our deputies attempted to serve the arrest warrant. They fired shots. They've been put on administrative leave until we know the facts. Sheriff Tommy Wooten has said. Now, again, this is like, okay, let's imagine. Let me hypothetical situation. Okay, I'm in a grocery store. I'm stocking the shelves, right? And so I got this like bottle of hot sauce, right? Let's say it's a Frank's Red. You know the Frank's Red hot sauce bottle. It's pretty thick. You know, it's very glassy. Now let's just say an old lady is walking behind me, and I just so happened to accidentally bash her fucking skull in, and then she falls onto the ground and bleeds out and dies in aisle 7. Whoops. It was an accident. Now, would my manager come by and put me on administrative leave until we figure out what the hell's going on? No, they would call the police, I would be marched out in handcuffs, and I would be in jail in a heartbeat. So any difference between that scenario and the police scenario, in my opinion, is fictitious, right? If a cop goes out there and murders someone, it's not their job to murder people. It's not their job, right? Now, again, if someone's running at you with like a fucking, you know, rocket launcher and you have to defend yourself, that's one thing. But if someone is literally trying to drive their child to school and they're going in the opposite direction of you and they don't even know that you exist, right? I'm sorry, that's not a threat to you. Serve your little warrant later, right? That's what you have to do. It is not your job to shoot and kill someone. So if you are doing your job, whoops, just accidentally, you know, swung a bottle of hot sauce into an old woman's head and she bled out on the ground. My bad. Sorry, it was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. Still, you murdered someone. That's a problem. And you don't get put on administrative leave. You know, and that's the thing, is people treat police like they're above it all, right? Bitch, motherfucker, you are not above anything. In fact, you're below it all. You're scum on my shoes, motherfucker. But let's keep going. Rivers told CNN's Brian Todd that those gathered for protest want to see the body camera footage and will be back protesting until authorities make clear what happened. But body camera footage on the incident cannot be released without a court order, according to a statement from the district attorney and the Pasquotank County attorney. Now, again, this is something that people in the crowd are working on. I just want to say we had a lot of lawyers and other outside organizations come in to provide support in yesterday's protests, and so, and I'll get more into that later when I do the full recap of, you know, what was actually going on the ground. But that is something that we are going to do. But again, they could just release the body camera footage. Like, they could. Like, what are they going to do? Oh no, we broke the law or whatever. Like, okay, you're the cops. You just broke the law by killing someone. So it's like, okay, what's worse? Breaking the law by killing someone, murdering them, shooting them dead in front of their children? Or breaking the law by releasing a video? Huh. I wonder which one is more morally reprehensible. So we got this incident where we just assassinate someone in broad daylight in front of kids, and then someone wants us to upload a video to YouTube. Whoa! Holy shit, man. That's a difficult one. I don't know which one is worse. So, again, the whole idea that, oh, we must have the court. No, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about that. Go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. We must follow the law, and the law prohibits us from... no, motherfucker. If the whole point was law and order, you wouldn't have gone into my... Like, this happened 5 minutes away from me. Like, when I first heard the news, I literally walked down to where it happened within 5 minutes, right? So you don't go into a town that you do not live in and assassinate someone that lives there and then start crying about law and order, law and order, hey, the law and order. I know that we just broke law and order by massacring your neighbors, but law and order, brother, law and order, you must follow the law. We need a court order. Like, bitch, motherfucker. Like, seriously, do these people actually think that we're gonna fall for that? Does anyone actually fucking know? Like, do they actually, are they literally sitting at the keyboard typing up these statements or whatever, and they're just like, man, you think people are gonna buy this? I don't think so, Jack. That's what I would be saying. Like, it's ridiculous. District Attorney Andrew Womble and Pasquotank County Attorney R. Michael Cox said, the law does allow a private viewing by the family of Mr. Brown. We are working with their attorney to arrange that. The law. Right, the law. This is the thing. This is these motherfuckers. The law. What the fuck is the law? Like, again, they came into a town that they do not live in and assassinated someone that lives 5 minutes away from me. Now, and then, that's fine, right? And then we plant the flag, and that's the starting point. From this point onward, we must follow the law, right? It's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre. Right? It's fucking bizarre that you're gonna go into a town that you don't live in and massacre someone and then complain about law and order. Right? Like, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's so, like, these are human fucking beings, right? That presumably speak English, and the language that they have spoken their entire lives is English. And this is the shit that's coming out of their mouths? It makes no goddamn fucking sense. Like, it literally makes no goddamn motherfucking sense. Wooten said that if the evidence shows that any of the deputies involved violated the laws or any department policies, they will be held accountable. Now, I just want to be very clear. Last year, when George Floyd was murdered on international television, we had a demonstration in my town, and the sheriff, Tommy Wooten, showed up at this demonstration and decided to make it a PR campaign and said, this would never happen in our town. Our police force loves you, and, like, we're all good friends. This will never happen here. And, you know, here's my personal cell phone number. If you ever need anything, call me and we'll do what we can. Less than a year later, right? You know, cue the fucking SpongeBob scene. You know, less than a year later, whoops, it happened here. And all of a sudden, whoops, sorry. New phone? Who dis? I don't, what? You have my cell phone? Sorry, I got, I can't, the signal's not so great in here, 5G, all the, sorry, I'm in a tunnel right now. I can't hear you. Please, So all of a sudden, right? Oh wait. So when you can get on a soapbox and do a whole PR thing and say, I love the police and the police love you, right? That's great. But as soon as everyone realizes, wait a second, you're full of fucking shit. All of a sudden, whoops. What? Sorry, I forgot to pay my phone bill. I can't. What? You're sending me a text message. Sorry, I'm not getting it. Something happened. The deputy involved in the shooting is on leave. He said, oh, wow, he's on leave. You get vacation. Now, again, if I were to go into another person's, let's say I go into another neighborhood and I just, let's say, someone posted on a forum, come get me or something, right? All right, so I go get them, right? And then during the part where I go get them, I pull out a gun and kill them, shoot them 8 times in front of their children. Would I be on leave? Would I get a free vacation? Would I just go home and play Halo on Xbox for the next couple of hours while I just chill? No, I would be sent to goddamn fucking jail. I would be in a jail motherfucking cell. Right? So, what the hell is this on leave bullshit? I really just, it's just bizarre to me. On leave? What? So you're telling me this motherfucker gets a vacation? So you kill one of my neighbors and then you get a motherfucking vacation out of it? No. You're not getting a fucking vacation. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation is investigating. Wow, that's incredible. District Attorney R. Andrew Womble. Fucking Andrew Womble. What a stupid name. The warrant being served on Brown was related to felony drug charges. Oh, right. So something that doesn't exist. Now, again. So, okay, was Andrew... was he secretly having guns and he was secretly assassinating members of the community, and was he operating a secret cabal to poison the water supply, or no, he just was smoking some weed. What? You're gonna fucking drive into my fucking town and massacre one of my neighbors because they were smoking weed? What the fuck? Again, this is not felony drug charges do not exist. There is no such thing on planet fucking Earth as felony motherfucking drug charges, right? I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. It's not true. It just doesn't exist. If you want to go in there and murder someone because they're smoking weed, I got news for you, motherfucker. There is no law, and there is certainly no order going on that is taking place. Fogg said, Brown also had a history of resisting... What? What? Okay, first of all, who's Fogg? Who cares about that? Why is this in the article? Some random person that no one knows said that Brown had a history of resisting... What is this article? What the fuck is this, Sienna? Who wrote this, man? I swear to God, if I see this motherfucker, Madeline Holcomb or Nick, if I see you today, if I see you in my city, I'm going to yell at you until the fucking cows come home. You are not allowed in our city if you're going to be writing articles like this, motherfucker. I'm telling you that right now. People wonder, oh, why are protesters being rude to CNN? This is fucking why. Some random person who no one knows said that Brown has a history of... What does that mean, having a history of resisting arrest? What does that mean? Like, that's like, yeah, I just casually, like, back in my 20s, what I would do is I would jaywalk, and then when the cops come by, I'd be like, I'd resist. Like, what is that? Yeah, I have a history of resisting arrest. What? What does that mean? It literally doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You have a history of resisting arrest. What? What? What the fuck? What the fuck does that mean? I'm trying to, like, does anyone know what the fuck that means? Like, I'm asking the chat right now. What does that mean? A history of resisting arrest. It doesn't mean anything. Yet, it's in the article because these motherfuckers are crazy psychopathic racists. CNN could not immediately verify any previous Then why fucking put it in the article? Why fucking put it in the goddamn article? So someone said that he has a history of something, but we don't know. Therefore, news. What? What? Just what the fuck is that? Neighbors told CNN that deputies opened fire on the vehicle that Brown was driving, though it was unclear if the deputies started the fire before or after the car was in motion. A neighbor, Demetria Williams, said that Brown was driving, causing mud to splatter on the side of a home. The mud on the home and a deep tire mark are still visible on Thursday when CNN visited. By the time I got there, they was standing behind his car. He was trying to get away. Demetria Williams, who lives just down the road, told CNN. Williams showed CNN where the car was situated and demonstrated how the wheels were. In her words, spinning mud, she added. They stood behind him. I couldn't tell you who shot him. I couldn't do that, but one of the officers or maybe a couple shot him. Williams said the vehicle, after driving through an open lot, then crossed Roanoke Avenue, struck a tree, and came to rest. Two neighbors told CNN that the deputies then pulled out Brown and attempted life-saving medical intervention. Wow. We tried to save lives here, folks. Yeah, sure, we shot them 8 times, but we're lifesavers. We're trying to save lives out here. What? What? A man who lives at the home where the vehicle came to rest said authorities had recovered a bullet from his home. The entry point just to the right of his front door was still visible. So they're shooting at houses that have kids in them, is what I'm reading. Like, it's ridiculous. On Tuesday, a spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department declined additional comment and said that the matter was being investigated by the State Bureau of Investigations. The state agency has not responded to CNN. What that means is they're coming up with a lie. They're trying to figure out what the hell the story is. They're trying to figure out how the hell they can get away with this. And they're trying to fucking maximize their time sitting on the couch eating Doritos playing Halo 3 while they're on administrative leave. That's what they're doing. That's what that means. That's what that means. If you think it means anything else, you're an idiot. While authorities have not given information on what led up to the incident and specifically whether Brown was armed, his family says he never carried a gun. Again, this was felony drug charges, right? It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as felony drug charges. I'm sorry. Like, if you think that those exist, you're a dumb motherfucker, and honestly, I don't want anything to do with you and your garbage. You're just a scumbag of a person, and I hope that you go fuck yourself until the cows come home, right? But, like, again, it's not like what does that mean? He never carried a gun. Who cares? Why is that even in the conversation? He never carried a gun. He didn't own a gun. Who cares if he, even if he did, who cares, right? And if he didn't, who cares? What the fuck? That's not, relevant whatsoever, right? But of course, everyone's gonna ask, does he have a gun? Does he have a gun? Did the black man have a gun? Like, what? What the fuck kind of question is that, motherfucker? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, what? Brown's aunt Clarissa Gibson said she had initially heard about the shooting on the news before finding out, in fact, it was her nephew who was shot and killed. Gibson told CNN on Wednesday she believes Brown was unarmed at the time of the shooting because he didn't typically carry a gun. Brown's former girlfriend, Patrice Ravel, who said she shares 5 children with Brown, told CNN that Drew didn't own a gun. He didn't carry a gun. Why are people asking about this? What is that? Like, when someone gets shot and massacred in broad daylight, why is the question, oh, did he have a gun? How about, I know who had a gun. The motherfucker who assassinated him in front of kids. That's the motherfucker that had a gun. But no, he's sitting at home fucking browsing Reddit and fucking shit posting on Twitter and Facebook, like, while he's on administrative leave with his fucking feet kicked up on the fucking coffee table. That's the motherfucker that had a gun. Is there anyone going to serve an arrest warrant or a search warrant depending on the day? Are they going to serve any warrant that they choose and then assassinate them? Is that going to happen? Nah, that's not going to happen. Are they going to have to go through due process and go through a trial? Honestly, probably not. And I'm prepared to protest until that happens, right? But again, this whole idea, this like, oh, did he have a gun? Was there a gun? Did he have a history of resisting arrest? Whatever the fuck a history of resisting arrest even means. This article is horrible. This is disgusting, right? It's really just... CNN's Diane Gallagher, go fuck yourself, burn in hell. Brian Todd, go fuck yourself, burn in hell. Devin M. Sayers, go fuck yourself, burn in hell. Gregory Lemos K. Jones, go fuck yourself, burn in hell, get the fuck out of my city. Jason, Hannah, and Steve Alamassi contributed to this report. Get the fuck out of my fucking city, you stupid, dumb fuck scumbags. Nobody wants you here. We don't like you. You are not welcome here. So shut the fuck up and go away. If this is the shit you're going to contribute to this movement, then you don't belong here, motherfucker. And I'm serious. If I see CNN today, I will be all up in those cameras. So stay tuned to CNN because you'll probably see me on there. Because I like, just reading this, again, I read this for the first time just on stream. This is not good. This is extremely bad. So let's just finish it off. Wooten said he will not comment on the number of shots fired because an investigation will reveal. Just give us the goddamn. What is this investigation? Okay. Let me get this straight. Okay? So, there's video footage of this motherfucker assassinating one of my neighbors. Right? And you say, okay, is the video footage like in a vault somewhere? You can't see it? Well, you just said it was privately viewable. All right, so you privately view the video footage and then count how many times the gun went off. Or, alternatively, take the gun, look how many bullets are left. Right? What do you mean, what are you investigating? What is the investigation? Like, who is investigating? What? You just watch the fucking video. That's like if I were to investigate a YouTube video and then, like, you know, like, what does that mean? Like, you just watch the goddamn video and just write a comment on how many fucking shots were fired, right? Now, again, witnesses say it was anywhere between 6 and 8, right? But, like, what the fuck is this investigation? What does that mean? Like, shut the fuck up, you stupid, disgusting fucking piece of garbage. The North Carolina NAACP issued a statement calling for an immediate review of the body cameras, as well as for a thorough investigation of the sheriff's department as a whole. Here we are, again, outraged to hear yet another black man dead, allegedly at the hands of those who are supposed to protect and to serve. The murder of Andrew Brown in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, a black man, 40 years of age and a father of 10, on the morning after the guilty on every count verdict in the trial of Derek Chauvin, screams for increased scrutiny of the policing system, officials with the state's NAACP said, adding it would not stand idly by and watch North Carolina become another Minnesota. And that's a very good statement. And we had a couple people from that organization down supporting us at the protest yesterday, and we're going to get into that soon. But again, this article, horrible. Everyone that contributed to this article is horrible. These people are disgusting. They are hollow. They are inhumane. They are soulless scumbags. Scumbags. Every single one of them. Scum on my fucking shoes. This article is trash. Go fuck yourselves, everyone that wrote this. Go fuck yourselves at the Sheriff's Department. Go fuck yourself, Elizabeth City Police. Go fuck yourself, State Police. Go fuck yourself, every single one who's involved with this bullshit. Go fuck yourself. Jump off the bridge. Have a good time. Just kidding. In Minecraft, right? I'm a comedian here. Like, bear with me. But seriously, these motherfuckers are awful, and they need to all be sent to prison. On a serious note, send them to motherfucking jail. Because again, you're telling me, oh, law and order is so important when it comes to releasing a video, but not when it comes to massacring someone that lives down the street from me? All of a sudden, law and order doesn't matter? When you're fucking having guns discharged into the homes of children, right, down the street from me, right? Me, where I live right now, this happened down my street. This isn't like some nebulous thing that it happened several states over, right? This happened down my street. Cops are supposed to protect and to fucking serve, right? If cops are shooting at my house, if a cop shot at my house, you bet your sweet bippy that cop would not be on administrative leave. And I would probably be in a jail cell if a cop shot at my house like this. So I'm just letting you know right now that this community is not going to handle this bullshit, and we are going to be protesting every single day until justice is served. And I will be down there every single day until that happens, even if my legs fall off. All right, so that's that. But we got more. So, man, that article is really bad. Like, I knew, like, CNN, right? Like, when I saw CNN at the protest yesterday, right, I was like, man, CNN, like, what could possibly go wrong? And, like... apparently that's what could possibly go wrong. Like, holy shit, man. Lord. I don't know if y'all know this, but I wrote into the Courier Journal, Louisville, Kentucky paper, when they first posted about Breonna Taylor. It was similar to this, and they contacted me quickly and fixed some things. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, man, that was horrible. And like, if the sheriff is now saying it's an arrest warrant, again, that doesn't change the fact that they lied about it previously and said it was a search warrant. That also doesn't change the fact that it's drug charges. Drug charges. What? What is a drug? Why is that illegal? What? You're telling me someone can be shot and massacred in front of broad daylight in front of children because they smoked weed and might have had some at their house? What? When did the slave patrol convince people that they protect and serve the public? I don't know. That's a good question, though. We know that someone was shot while driving away with children in the car. Now, as far as according to witnesses, yes, according to witnesses, to my understanding, now again, I don't know, I wasn't there, but according to people that said that they were there at the time, that he was driving one of his children to school, to my understanding, and that could be incorrect, I'm not sure. Now again, if we just had the body camera footage released, that would make my understanding a little bit more crisp. But that's my understanding, is that he was trying to drive his kid to school. But they're trying to pretend like he was trying to run away or something. Like, what? It's 8:30 in the goddamn fucking morning? You know, it's 8:30 in the goddamn morning. People gotta get someplace. You know, like, it's a busy time. People are going to work. People are going to school. People are doing this. People are doing that. People got appointments. Right? Like, it's just fucking, it's just bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. Too close to home. I just seen the dude and now he's gone because of evil cops. Hello, welcome, by the way, 1111. Have you been going to the demonstrations or anything? I'm genuinely curious. So, like, you know, if y'all wanna, you know, meet up or whatever, you know. As far as I understand, we are set to meet at the waterfront at 5 p.m. today. And, so that's my understanding. So, 5 p.m. at the waterfront by the museum is what I have been told and what I am understanding and operating under the guise of. And so, maybe I'll see you there. Feel free to reach out. But yeah, I mean, it's just a giant disaster. This whole thing is a giant fucking disaster. And, like, it's another thing I want to say is that, like, again, small town cops versus big city cops, it's a different calculation. Small time cops have been covering up murders for years. They've been covering up violations for years. They've been covering up abusive force complaints for years, right? So for them, They think it's fucking like, 2011. They think it's, 2001. They think it's 1991. That's the modus operandi they're operating under, right? And so like that's not the case. This is 2021, motherfucker, and that shit's not gonna go. Not gonna work. There's a waterfront in our town? Yes, there is, and you'll see it on my footage tonight, because that's what we'll be. Gotta go. See you, Smia. Have a good one. All right. How's everyone doing today? Let me get a vibe check. I know we're dealing with some heavy subjects. So, let me get a vibe check here. A history of resisting arrest. I can't get over that, man. What does that mean? Like, there's so much, like, work being done by those words, right? And, like, a history of resisting, like, we all know that resisting arrest, like, if you've ever been arrested, like, I've been handcuffed before, right? And I was accused of resisting arrest because my shoulders, like, could not move in the way that the police wanted me to move my shoulders in. You know what I mean? I was accused of resisting arrest at that point. And it's like, do you understand bodily anatomy? Do you understand that, like, how, like, how the range of motion of, like, bones and joints, like, how is that resisting arrest, right? So it's like, what? Like, what does that mean? Like, it's just so bizarre. It's so fucking stupid, and these people are fucking ridiculous. Message deleted by the Google moderator team? What on earth? Catherine, do you mind telling me on Discord, like, send me a DM of what you just posted? What message deleted by the Google moderator team? What does that mean? Is Google watching the stream? Hello, Google. That's weird. Auto-modded? I don't know what that... I don't know. That's weird. I guess I've seen that before, but... It's strange. Vibingcat.gif. Oh. That's weird. Got sniped by the algorithm? Holy shit. They got their eyes on us, man. It's crazy. Yo, my legs hurt, man. My fucking legs hurt. Let me just tell you. I've got, like, resting soreness in my legs. But I don't care. So. Delete it again. Oh my god. I'm just trying to make it to the release of Resident Evil Village. Need that big mommy? I'm actually kind of tempted to buy the game just for the big mommy. I'm very, very tempted. I'm in desperate need for someone to step on me right now. It's been a rough last year, let me tell you. I am in desperate need of someone to step on me. Whew. Maybe I thought it was a malicious link. That's what I'm thinking, but it's really funny. The Google moderator team. Like, there's a team. Like, it's just like these words that mean nothing. These words mean goddamn nothing. Okay, this message was deleted by the Google moderator team. A team. Like, what does that mean? Okay, I envision like a fucking like an office room where everyone's like at their own computers, right? They got their like, and they're shouting at each other. Look, someone posted a fucking cat gif. Oh my god! Like, and they're all like, what do we do? What do we do? And then they all like, deliberate and they take a democratic vote. We gotta ban the message. We gotta go quit. Like, what is this? But no, it's actually just a robot. It's just an algorithm. There's no actual human. There's no team. There's not even a single person. There's no one there. What? But they call it the Google moderating team. Like, what is this team that exists? There is no team. Sorry. Fucking the Google moderating team. But again, they just say words. Like, that's the thing with English, right? That I've realized, like, tremendously, is that you can just say anything. And then it's up to other people to realize that you're spewing shite. Like, again, you can literally just say anything you want, and someone will believe it's true. Like, I guarantee you there's someone out there that's like, oh, I guess the Google moderator team made a decision that my comment was, like, not good, right? But that's someone that's out there. There's, right, and then, but, you know, most people are going to look at that and go, like, what? Like, what team? Where's the team? Like, what the fuck? It's so weird, man. Please cease trying to get messages deleted. We and the team are perfectly... Oh my god, the team! The fucking team! Oh my god. Bonan, I was not talking to you. I was talking to CNN. Today is day 3 of that happening to TYT. Allison Hartson has been in contact with Google and YouTube trying to get it straightened out. Apparently, it's been all left channels. Interesting. Yeah, I don't value, like, and I'm just throwing this out there, I don't value statements like all left channels that much because we are in this filter bubble. I'm not watching right-wing channels. I'm sure they are dealing with similar things, right? But, like, one of the things that they do is they like social media silences conservatives, and they pretend like they're the only ones that are the victims of it. And so I'm just saying, like, I'm sure that all kinds of people have this shit happen randomly. And it just so happens that we're in a bubble. But it's also possible that's not the case. It's all, and even if that's the case, it doesn't detract from the fact that, left-wing channels do get censored on all social media more often than everything else. Right? And so, like, that's another thing. So, animate 80 pounds of tannerite. By the way, I'm trying to figure out what that means, but, like, I don't know, so feel free to tell me. This is a right whinge channel. Yes, that's true, actually. That's accurate, actually. So I'm gonna have, like, a small anecdote. I want a small anecdote. I have made a Facebook account. Well, I made a Facebook account last summer, but then just, like, didn't do anything with it because I hated it. And so, but yesterday, given everything going on in my city, I decided to log into this Facebook account. And so I have been, I feel like I've discovered a new world. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I've discovered a whole new world, right? There's so many boomers on here to make fun of, right? And it's just amazing content. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. I've been making fun of boomers that live in my city for the last 24 hours. And it's so goddamn funny to just make fun of these motherfuckers. And then they cry about it forever. I just clicked on something that's a Facebook video that I'm going to queue up for the next segment. And I've got, like, notifications from, like, fucking, 80-year-olds going, like, why are you blocking the roads? I gotta get to soccer practice. And it's like, bitch, motherfucker, no, you don't. Like, no one cares about you. Like, you're an idiot, right? So it's like, I have been having a lot of fun on Facebook. And I wish someone would have told me that Facebook was this fun. Like, seriously, this is really fun. And so I'm just throwing that out there. Facebook is like anti-Twitter. It's mostly boomers instead of mostly Zoomers. That's so true. That's so true. Oh my god, the boomers are amazing. It's so fucking funny, man. They're so goddamn funny. Clip Tucker's new live. I saw that, man. I saw that. It was fucking... Y'all motherfuckers, y'all can't send me friend requests, like, when I'm queuing up a segment. You're about to dox yourself sending me friend requests live on stream. But, you're lucky I didn't have it up yet. But yeah, feel free to, like, add me on Facebook, I don't know how Facebook works, so but, like, feel free to add me on Facebook. Yep, the town only has one road. There's only one single road, and like, so I just want to say, Facebook boomers were up in arms yesterday. Because again, the first day, what we did was we told people that we were going to occupy the bridge in and out of the city. And so all the police pages on Facebook were like, protesters are, probably going to block the bridge. So, we're going to close the bridge ahead of time. And then when I went down there, they had like riot cops and they had like a bunch of cars like blocking all the shit. And then we just didn't even go to the bridge. We didn't even go to the bridge. We didn't touch the bridge. We went in the opposite direction. Right? But like all the boomers on Facebook the whole day We're like, these protesters, why are they gonna block the bridge? What if a hospital on the other side of the bridge needs an emergency vehicle? People are going to die because they're blocking the bridge. And then they were getting in arguments for fucking hours and hours and hours, these goddamn boomers, which, by the way, this is like during working hours. Why aren't these motherfuckers at work, right? What the hell? Right, but they're sitting at home. They're booming out. They're fucking freaking the fuck out. The emergency vehicles. My child needs to get to soccer practice. Oh, no. And then we didn't even occupy the bridge. We didn't even go there. So, like, all that crying and whining for no reason. And just, like, it's incredible. It really is incredible. So, like, God bless the boomers out there, man. God bless the motherfucking boomers. Like, they're great. I love them. Free content for me. And I might make some boomer comps. Like, I might actually do that. I don't want to, like, dox people, right? Like, and I'm, like, I don't know how that works. I don't want to, like, accidentally leak people's names. But, like, I might, like, start making boomer comp, like, you know, content. Like, it's just... You might hear Max the dog. Can you hear that? Alright, I'm gonna go investigate, folks. I'm gonna go investigate. Maxie! What the hell are you doing, doggy? What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? No. No. Up, up, up. No. Up, 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 buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on, we're going in here now. You don't need to bark. You're gonna wake everyone up. Oh, you're jumping on me. Oh, I love you too, buddy. I love you. You're a good doggy. You're a good doggy. Oh, you told me someone was here. Thank you. All right. Everybody, Maxie, I would like to introduce to you the one and only Max the motherfucking dog. Ooh, Nelly. Look at this goddamn dog. This is a beautiful hound. Like, I'm letting you know right now, this is a beautiful hound. This is a top quality dog. Very good dog. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Whew. I love petting this guy. Like, that's what he's here for. Thousands and thousands of years of dog evolution. And now we have Max the dog rolling around in my bed. Isn't that crazy? Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of, you know, genes being passed down. Genetic fucking code. Just going from generation to generation, staying alive. The genes are just constantly there, right? Creating new beings. They create new beings. They create new beings. They pass down the same genetic code. All the way culminating in that motherfucking dog scratching his fucking whatever the fuck on my live stream. It's incredible, man. It's crazy. Animate 80 pounds of Tannerite. $2 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. For Max the dog. I love whatever that like character is. I really appreciate it. Full disclosure. I'm a boomer. Not on Facebook. AIA is what I look for. Please let me stay. It's all good. We're a pro boomer territory. You know, there's good boomers out there. I know good boomers. You're a good boomer, Abner. I appreciate you. I love that you watch my stream, and God bless your soul. Right? But you got to admit, man, there's a lot of people in your age group that aren't that great. You know what I mean? Like, so that's all and there's a lot of people in my age group that aren't that great. Right? And that's what we got to deal with. But, you know, my age group has yet to take control of government and destroy the whole planet. So, I mean, like, there's a little, you know, like, my age group is just a little cringe on social media for the most part. Right? The boomers have actually destroyed the entire earth, right? So it's like, you know, I mean, as far as like actual damage, right? The boomers have, you know, we got a lot of catching up to do, to say the very least. I don't need your liberal pressure, Anna. First of all, who's Anna? Second of all, what? What? Liberal pressure. I want someone to apply liberal pressure to me, personally. Look at this dog. There's just a dog, like, right here. Look at that. You see the dog? He's just right there. I'm a 34-year-old boomer and I hate Facebook. I agree, us boomers are the worst. I have never used Facebook ever, really, up until, like, yesterday. And I've got to be honest, it's really entertaining so far. How fitting that the generation to blow up the planet are the fucking boomers. There you go. They said we used to communicate with dogs telepathically. I do communicate. Like, I just look at Max, we lock eyes, we make eye contact, and we exchange so much information. It's crazy. It's very crazy. Applying pressure liberally. I am very much so in favor of applying pressure both liberally and illiberally. I mean, really, any pressure whatsoever is pretty good. But, you know, I got more news stories to cover. And so we're going to do that. In fact, we're going to do that right now because I'm right here. All right. So, don't send me any friend requests because then you're going to get doxxed probably. So here we have this little Facebook video, that happened yesterday. This guy who, again, last year, right? Last year, he came to a George Floyd demonstration. He was saying this would never happen here. Here's my cell phone number. Everything is great. We're your friends. Here's, if you ever need me, if you're ever, like, stuck in the rain and call me and I'll come get you. You're my friend. We love you. Last year, he was all up in that shit. He was out there in the crowds. He was being a cool guy, right? He was chill. He was great. Awesome. I love the cops now. Hell yeah. Woo. Pro cop, right? And then, right? And then he said specifically, this is never going to happen in Elizabeth City, right? It's like, all right, I love the cops now. WTF. The cops are my favorite, right? All right, Q, less than a year later, this motherfucker's police force decides, all right, we're just going to walk down the street and just massacre someone that lives down the street. All right, well, now all of a sudden, he's afraid to go outside. All of a sudden, he's got, like, agoraphobia. He can only talk to a camera. If this guy is in a room and there's no camera in there, right? Like, I mean, he'll freak the fuck out. He's upset. He's crazed. You know, he's having a hard time. He doesn't know how to leave the house. You know, maybe maybe he's in a, maybe he's got some, physical problem. He can't walk that well outside the house, outside and, like, go talk to the crowd of people that live on the goddamn street where, our neighbor was fucking massacred in broad daylight. Right, so it's like, this is a really interesting situation that we've got right here. But he is more than comfortable doing stupid fucking garbage PR campaigns on his fucking Facebook page. So let's watch. I have not seen this video yet. So some people in the crowd played the video, so I did hear parts of it, but I have not watched the, the video in full, and paid attention to it. But it's, to my understanding, it seems insufficient. So let's watch. I don't know how to do this.
Tommy Wooten, okay. And I'm Chief Deputy Daniel Fogg.
Oh, this is the guy who said that Brown had a history of resisting arrest, whatever that meant. So that's what this guy said. All right, cool. All right. So this is the motherfucker that's going to tell us what's what. This is the motherfucker, Deputy Fogg.
I'm Pasquotank County Sheriff Tommy Wooten, and I'm Chief Deputy Daniel Fogg. The death of Andrew Brown Jr. is tragic. The family is grieving, and I hope all of you... I'm
sorry. No, I'm done. I'm done. How do I do this? I fucked up. Okay. I'm done. I'm sorry. This guy is literally reading off of, like, a piece of paper, like, taped to the fucking camera lens. Like, what is that? Like, the fucking cadence here, right? The fucking, the taking the breaks, and it's like they're introducing themselves like they're doing, like, a fucking director's commentary track on a fucking DVD release, right? It's fucking ridiculous. What is this? Like, listen to the way these motherfuckers are talking. They're speaking like they're speaking to, like, robots, like they're doing, like, commentary for a YouTube video on, like, fucking, like, reviewing, like, fucking toys or something. What is this fucking shit, dude? Let's watch.
I'm Pasquotank County Sheriff Tommy Wooten, and I'm Chief Deputy Daniel Fogg.
Awkward pause.
The death of Andrew Brown Jr. is tragic. The family is grieving, and I hope all of you will join in with me in praying for them.
How about I pray for you to go to fucking jail, you piece of fucking garbage shit-stained motherfucker. That's what I'm praying for. For every single person in the sheriff's department to go to fucking prison for the rest of their goddamn lives. That's what I'm praying for.
Police attempted to serve the arrest warrant. They fired the shots, They've been put on administrative leave until we know all the facts and praying for them. Our deputies attempted to serve the arrest warrant. They fired the shots. They've been put on administrative leave until we know all the facts.
So I have a question. Can someone remind me? Okay, now, I may not know, government. I may not know how this works. The last time I checked, who hires the deputies? Does anyone know? Last time I could be wrong, but I feel, right, and this is just my gut feeling, that the deputies, right, are there at the behest of the sheriff, to my understanding. And now I could be wrong. But, what? So, okay, now let's imagine, right, you're working at a grocery store. Again, I love the grocery store analogy. All right. So you're the manager, right? And you, let's say you're a union buster. Your whole fucking, whatever, went on strike and they quit or whatever. So now you have to hire a whole new workforce. But you got your buddies. You know your friend from college or whatever. So you hire a whole new workforce, right? And then, instead of stocking the shelves, right? Now imagine they take a loaf of bread and they start just smacking each other with loaves of bread. Now imagine they grab that hot sauce bottle and they just strike an old lady walking through aisle 7, right? Wouldn't that be wouldn't you kind of be culpable for that? Aren't those your friends? Didn't you hire them? Didn't you give them permission to work at that store? Right? So when they do something, yes, they are culpable, but also didn't you introduce them to this environment? Didn't you hire the motherfuckers? Didn't you do the background checks? Right? So as far as I'm concerned, this motherfucker needs to go to prison for hiring a murderer and giving that murderer a gun. Now here's another question for you, right? Now, if I have a gun and I give a gun to someone else and tell that someone else to kill someone, am I culpable for that person dying? Yes, because I gave them the motherfucking gun and I told them to go out there and get him. And they went out there, whoops, I just accidentally shot my gun 8 times at a car that was driving away from me. And an unarmed man in a school zone. By the way, I want to remind everyone, this is down the street from a fucking elementary school. An fucking-mentary school. This gunfire was shot in a school zone. Kids going to school, motherfucker. You need to understand this shit. So, if I gave that guy a gun and he goes out on a mass rampage shooting, guess what? I should be culpable for that. Now, again, let's look at mass shootings. People always wonder, where did these people get the guns? Oh, they bought them from this. And then they go, and investigate how they got the gun. And, when they find out it's an illegal gun, then they'll, press charges against the person that gave them the gun. What about this? Why isn't Tommy Wooten being marched out in motherfucking handcuffs for giving a murderer a gun and telling them to go into a school zone and kill someone who had kids around them? That's what I'm wondering. So I'm very curious. It was your deputies, so why aren't you going to fucking jail?
Our deputies are now receiving threats. We respect and support peaceful protests and will provide protection for peaceful protest orders. But threats are illegal and not a solution.
What?
No law enforcement agency.
Wait, what? What is the threats are illegal? Wait, who's threatening? Who are you talking about?
And support peaceful protests and will provide protection for peaceful protest orders. But threats are illegal and not a solution.
What does that mean, threats are illegal? How about, okay, so let me get this straight. Illegal. All right, so now we're so concerned about law and order. Well, in the arrest warrant, does it say if they're driving their kid to school, you have permission to shoot them at least 8 times? Is that in the law? Is that in the fine print? When the judge signed the order, did they say, and thou shalt shoot the fucking motherfucker if they're driving away? Was that in the law and order? Again, it's planting the flag in the middle of the movie and then saying everything after this is what we really need to analyze. Law and order is the most important thing in the world. Now, sure, we violated the law. We violated order. We shot up someone in a school zone in front of children. That's fine. That's great. That's amazing. In fact, it's so great, the person that actually killed Andrew is on vacation. They're chilling at home watching Netflix documentaries about birds. They're having a great time. But anything after that, all of a sudden, law and order, good sirs. Law and order is the most important thing in the world. I'm sorry, man. I don't buy it.
No law enforcement agency should investigate itself in a case like this. Which is why, to ensure accountability, I've asked for the State Bureau of Investigation to handle everything.
The only way for you to be accountable, Mr. Wooten, is for you to be marched out in handcuffs. Anything less than that, as far as I am concerned, and as far as the citizens, and a lot of the I'm not going to speak for everybody, but as far as a lot of the people on the ground that I spoke to yesterday and that I heard people conversing about, we want all of you to be marched out in handcuffs. You don't get to decide what accountability is when you kill someone, when your fucking workers kill someone. That's not your decision. The accountability procedure is not within your hands. You don't control anything on that front, right? When you go out there and massacre someone down the street from me, I am not interested in your professional opinion on the matter.
And let them do their job. As a leader in this county, I'm committed to being transparent to the people I serve.
Right, he's committed to being transparent. That's why he's not releasing the body cam footage. That's why he is not going out and speaking to protesters. Right? He's afraid. He's a bitch. That's why. Right? He's so interested in transparency, he's going to read from a fucking notebook in front of a camera in the safety of his fucking office. He's not going to go outside and speak to the people who lived on the street where his deputy just started shooting into a school zone, hitting houses that had children in them. That's whatever. Who cares, man? Who cares? But I'm down to be transparent on webcam. I'm down to do a little webcam show.
To the people I serve. I'll tell you what I know to be factual, but I will not prejudge anything or draw any conclusions until we have all the facts. And that may take some time.
Regarding the shooting, here are some of the facts.
Why is it going to take time? What facts do you need to find? What does that mean? They say words. And again, this is the playbook, right? If this were 10 years ago, they'd do the same thing. If this were 20 years ago, they'd do the same thing. 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 years ago, 400 years ago, they're going to say the same shit, right? But now, we're not buying that shit. We've had enough of our neighbors get massacred in the streets, right? We are not going, oh, we got to investigate the fact. What facts, bro? Facts? Release the motherfucking body cam motherfucking footage. That's what we're asking for. And at the very least, go outside and speak to the motherfuckers that live in your motherfucking community that you ostensibly are there to protect and serve. I want to remind everyone this is an elected official.
Some people want to know why our local version of SWAT team and deputies from another agency are assisting in this search warrant and arrest warrant. Because we're committed to transparency, we're going to provide more information about
If we just say we're committed to transparency, then people will think that we're committed to transparency. If I just tell you that I didn't mean to kill someone, then that means I didn't mean to kill him. If I just tell you that I accidentally grabbed my gun instead of my taser, I guess it means I accidentally grabbed my gun instead of my taser. If I just tell you that someone died of a medical emergency and had fentanyl in their system, or died of car exhaust fumes and not because I held my neck on their or my knee on their neck, then must be true. If I just say it, it must be true. Facts be damned. I mean, there's video, right? The video could exonerate them. You have to understand. The video could exonerate them. Like, let's imagine the body camera footage comes out. Andrew's, like, driving down the street. He fucking has, like, an AK-47. He tries to shoot out the window, right? Let's imagine there's, like, a gunfire. Like, there's bombs exploding in the streets, right? All right. That exonerates you, right? As far as I'm concerned, that's an exoneration, right? But I've got news for y'all. That's not what's on the body camera footage. And that's why they're trying to be transparent by not giving us any information? What?
Decision. This is an arrest warrant surrounding felony drug charges. Mr. Brown was a convicted felon.
I want to remind everyone, there is no such thing as felony drug charges, motherfucker. There is no such thing as felony drug charges. Does smoking weed hurt other people? No. Does growing weed hurt other people? No. You know what does hurt other people? Shooting guns in a fucking school zone. That's what hurts other people. But go off and cry. Oh, the guy had weed in his house. Oh, no, he had weed in his house. Yeah, sure, you know weed, right? The same substance that's legal in half the goddamn country and many countries around the world. Right, that's That's why this motherfucker's dead. What? Oh, the gun. Oh, he might have had a gun. We don't know, but he definitely had drugs. Drugs. He was a druggie. He was a drug addict. What the fuck are you saying?
History of resisting arrest.
That doesn't
Our
mean
training and our policies indicate under such circumstances there is a high risk of danger.
There is body
Let me
camera
get this.
footage
Let
of
me
the-
get this straight. Okay. So someone smokes weed. Oh, I'm a crazy criminal. I have guns. Like when you smoke weed, do guns just materialize in your palms? Like if I hit up a joint, is a gun just going to teleport from an alternate dimension into my pocket? Where are these guns? How is this person dangerous for having any drug? Drugs do not make people dangerous. Plain and motherfucking simple. If you think someone is dangerous because they smoke weed, I've got news for you, motherfucker. You are fucking dumb. You have some sort of permanent psychosis, and you belong somewhere that's certainly not with a badge and a gun roaming our streets in a military-style occupation, right? Now, I've got all the sympathies in the world for people that are undergoing, you know, psychosis in any degree, but that is seriously very, very much so not representative of the real world. This guy was smoking weed, he's on drugs, right? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you think that anyone takes you seriously? Right? They don't. They know that they're spewing shit, and that's why they're afraid to go out their goddamn motherfucking sheriff station and speak to us, the motherfuckers that live in this goddamn city. They're afraid of us. But why? We're not the ones going through and shooting them. We're not the ones going to their neighborhoods and killing their neighbors. They're the ones coming to our neighborhoods and killing our neighbors. I want to remind everyone, this happened down the fucking street from me. Like, I want to remind everyone, this is about like a 5-ish minute walk away from where I am sitting right now as I am talking into my webcam for my own live show. I want to remind everyone, they came into our neighborhood and killed someone that lives really close to me for no reason other than drugs, bruh. Drugs!
Attempt to arrest Mr. Brown. The State Bureau of Investigation has this footage, and it can only be released by a judge.
The issue will likely come down.
Right. Again, I want to remind everyone, law and order only applies after the fact when you kill someone. Killing someone, even illegally, that's fine. Law and order, whatever. Right, but when you want me to tell you why I killed someone, whoa, bro! Law and order, man! Don't you know about law and order? Don't you know about law and order? Haven't you heard about the law and the order? Haven't you heard? Yeah, sure, I just killed your neighbor. Yeah, sure, I just killed your dad. Yeah, sure, I just killed your nephew, your brother. But have you ever heard of this little thing called law and order? My lord. I don't know, like...
Whether our deputies had reason to believe Mr. Brown's action put them at risk for a serious injury or death. We will not offer an opinion about this because we do not have all the facts.
We do not... Well, you do. You are the ones that possess the body camera footage. What do you... No one else has any facts because you are the ones that do have all the facts. You are the only people that have all the motherfucking facts. What, do we have the facts? How do we have the facts? We weren't there. Some people were, right? We're not the ones that had cameras on while we shot and killed someone, right? What the fuck do you mean you don't have all the goddamn motherfucking facts? What the fuck is that garbage? Release the goddamn footage. Who cares about law and order? It's about doing what's fucking right. You're the motherfucking cops. You came into my neighborhood, killed someone down my street, and now all of a sudden law and order is the most important thing in the world? I don't give a fucking shit. Go fuck yourself, rot in hell, and anything less than being marched out in handcuffs is not enough for me to be satisfied, personally.
What I will say is that if evidence shows that any of my deputies violated the law or policies, they will be held accountable.
What does that mean? What does that mean, will be held accountable? What does that mean? Is he going to go on and tell us what that means?
Because that's what the citizens expect me to do, and it's the
No,
right...
the citizens expect you to come out of your fucking little webcam cave and talk to us. That's what the citizens expect you to do. Don't gaslight us. Don't tell us what the citizens expect you to do. We're the citizens. We are showing up every day until you answer to us. You are not answering to a webcam, motherfucker. A webcam isn't going to stop occupying the intersections of major roads. A webcam is not going to fucking stop protesting at your fucking city hall and at your sheriff's department. A webcam is not going to, like, fucking do any of this. The citizens of this goddamn city are the ones that are in charge of this motherfucker. All right, so you understand that? You are not answering to a webcam. You are answering to us. And when you pretend that we and the webcam are the same, I've got news for you, but that is, like, evidence of delusionary thinking. You are not operating in the real world, motherfucker.
To do. We're reaching out to community leaders to help us with this tragedy.
Nope.
We're heartened to know how many of them are willing to work with us towards our three main priorities. Transparency about what happened.
Nope.
Accountability for any wrongdoing.
Nope.
And peace in our community.
Nope.
That's all we can say for
right,
now.
all of a sudden, right, when people protest a police shooting, oh, peaceful, you must be peaceful. Why don't you tell that to the cop who came into our neighborhood and killed someone? Did you tell them that they have to be peaceful? Did you tell them that they have to be peaceful? No, you didn't, because you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. You are down to gaslight and fucking tell all the people in the city to do what you must be peaceful. You must follow all the rules, law and order. We must blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, you dumb motherfucker. That's all I got to say. I have nothing else for that.
The situation is in the hands of the State Bureau of Investigation, and they should be given the ability to do their important work.
What?
Thank you, and God bless.
So, I don't have it queued up.
Hey, you guys.
Whoa, what the fuck? Why does Facebook do that? I don't have it queued up, but the SBI basically kind of kicked the can back in their direction and said, yeah, we have no jurisdiction over this. The sheriff's department has the video, and we're just investigating the situation. Right? So I just want to I just want to let everyone know, that's kind of what the situation is. These motherfuckers are scared. They know that they fucked up. I want to remind everyone, right? If you wanted to be transparent, what you would not do is say, we want to be transparent. What you would do is release the motherfucking body cam footage. That's what you would do. If your claim is, oh, transparency, woo, ba-doo-ba-doo-da, guess what you do? You release the goddamn motherfucking footage. That's what you do. You don't just tell us you're transparent. Yo, believe me, bro, I'm transparent as hell. Look through my arm. You can see right through me. Right? No, that's not how it works around here, motherfucker. When you say you're transparent, right, what I expect is in the next sentence, and what I expect is, oh, and we want to be transparent, and that's why we are about to show you the body camera footage right here, and then it cues up to the body camera footage. That would be transparency. Anything less is called trying to manufacture a lie. You got to get your story straight. How do I have my friend be able to get free vacation time, paid administrative leave, and sit on his fucking asshole with his fucking feet kicked up on the coffee table and watch fucking Netflix shows, right? That's what we got to do. That's the real transparency, right? It's ridiculous. It's fucking garbage, and these motherfuckers need to be marched out in handcuffs because they're all criminals, they're thugs, and they're fucking violent gangsters. That's what police are. They're violent motherfucking gangsters, and they need to be brought to heel. Thank you. If the video exonerated the police, we'd have it already. Exactly. When you say you're transparent, I expect you to be a parent of a trans kid. There you go. That's really funny. Thank you. Hello, Smash. Alright, so for my final segment, I'm just going to go through my Twitter feed and talk about how the protest went from my perspective. Yeah, so that'll be the last segment. I don't know how Facebook works, so I'm just throwing that out there. I've got a lot of Twitter notifications. What are you people doing? Oh shit, folks. I've been destroyed. I've been destroyed, everyone. I've been destroyed. Everybody. It's over. I gotta shut down the show. It's over, man. I'm done. Like, I'm washed up. How will I ever recover? Some fucking person, Thomas, with 5 followers, called me an idiot on Twitter. It's done. I'm sorry. We're packing it up, folks. It's done. I gotta get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding. Shut the fuck up. All right, so I'm going to get into what I've got here. Let me just look at my other notifications. All right, it's just people basically telling me how great I am, how wonderful I am, which is true. That's correct. It's all very, very accurate. And so we're going to get into this. Okay, I'm scrolling, still scrolling. Scrolling continuously. I'm still scrolling. All right. It ain't me. No, you're good, Thomas. That's the Bizarro Thomas. Well, okay, bye then. Oh, man. Come on, y'all. I'm funny. You have to understand, I am really funny. I'm very witty. I'm very intelligent. I'm very quick thinking. And I can create a very funny environment just like that. Joe Chen is dead. You just killed me there, Andrea. Joe Chen, we have casualties reported in the chat room for my amount of... The sheer audacity of my humor has been reporting some casualties. Anyway. Anyway, so how's everyone doing? Let me get a vibe check before we get into our final segment. We know you're funny because you repeatedly tell us you are. Just like how the sheriff is... Cease. You must stop immediately. You must stop immediately. This needs to end. The violence must stop. Please be peaceful. Be peaceful in this chat room. Law and order, please. For the love of God. Law and order. Law and motherfucking order. Above it all, cannot release the footage of Joe Chen's chat death due to local law. Yep, sorry, nothing I can do. I got the video right here, but sorry, just can't do it. I'm half in and half out of the stream. I love a good half and half. Just kidding. Black coffee all the way. All right, folks. My legs hurt, man. Let me just tell you. You see this? You see this? This is a lump of flesh. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Anyway. So I've got my Twitter feed open. I would like to recap day 2 of the protests in my city over the police assassination of Andrew Brown, which occurred about 5 minutes away from me. And so this is day 2. This is the second day of the protesting. So yeah, the first day I want to compare and contrast the numbers before we get into this. The first day I would say we probably had around maybe 250 people-ish at peak. I would say yesterday, which was day 2, I would say we probably had around 400 to 500 people at peak. And so our numbers are growing. We're getting some people from outside organizations that are coming out to provide us with legal assistance, with numbers, with, all that kind of stuff, moral support, that kind of stuff. And so the weekend is fast approaching. In fact, today is Friday, which is, I guess, technically part of the weekend. And so as a result, I am hoping that we see more people out today, which would be day 3. But let's go into yesterday's event. So we show up at the same place that we showed up yesterday, which is by City Hall and the courthouses. And we have, there's a bunch of speakers, and then we start marching. So we marched to the bridge. And then what we did was we turned around, basically. So, they did this whole big hoopla. They had a shitload of motherfuckers, blocking the bridge. They had riot police. And then we're like, all right, we're at the bridge. Good enough. Now let's go back into the city, right? So they thought that they were just we were going to occupy the bridge or something. But we didn't do that. So we marched to the bridge, and then we just got the hell out of there. And so what we kept doing was, what we would do is we would look at where the cops are, and we would head in another direction. So if there was a heavy police presence at one intersection, we would turn, on the road beforehand, go somewhere else, and then the cops would have to scramble and move their cars around and block more traffic and then just have a really hard time. So that's what we kept doing. So at this point, we were marching toward the street and toward the exact location where police entered our city and murdered Andrew Brown in broad daylight in front of children in a school zone. And so that's what we were doing at this point here. At this point, again, there's also a lot of like children in the protest. There's a lot of, relatively old people in the protest, and they were doing a really good job at keeping up. So I just want to say, like, hats off to them. And it was just like really good energy. Everyone was talking, about, just how great it is that the community is coming together and stuff like that. So we are going through major roads, and then we are arriving at the street where Andrew was shot and killed in broad daylight. And when we did that, I'm not much of a prayer person, but, they did some prayer. I'm okay with that, whatever. I'll watch, I'll listen, I'll be there for it. We did some money collection to support the family of Andrew. Again, Andrew had 10 children. They are now going to have to live the rest of their lives without a father. So we tried to, do our best to, pitch in for that. I would like to see if I could maybe get like a Cash App or anything like that I could, post publicly. If I can get that, I would be glad to post that publicly. So I'm just throwing that out there. So we did like a whole thing here. And then we started marching back into the main city. And that, like, I want to remind everyone of the layout of my city. There's like two main roads. One of them comes into the city and the other one is where all the shit is. So we're talking about every fast food restaurant on one road. We're talking about grocery store, one road. We're talking about like strip malls, one road. We're talking like, that kind of stuff. And so we basically go to shut down that road. And so we march from that point onward. And I just want to say, you might see this like little truck here. That truck is with us. There is a local organization called Black Voters Matter. And they brought this truck with us, as like kind of like, just so like a rally thing to rally around the truck so everyone knows like where we're going. Then it's also like, it's kind of a protection thing. You got angry Trumpers in the city. And I will go into this. Some of them almost ran us over, right? So having like some cars in the crowd is actually somewhat beneficial. So I'm just throwing that out there for future reference. Obviously, you got to be very careful. So we start going in the so we go to the major intersection at the main street in our city, and we see the police are expecting us to march back toward City Hall, and so they're stacking up cars in that direction, and then we're like, we're just going to go this way. So we go the opposite direction where there's almost no cars. And you can see in this little camera footage that there's like, you can't see any flashing lights. You can barely see anything whatsoever. So there's a couple cop cars up there. But like, let's say like 80% of them are in this direction, right? And then 20% are in that direction. So we're going in that direction. And then they start scrambling. And so at this point, what the goal of the protest, and I do want to say that the protest, right now, the movement is very decentralized. A lot of people pitch in their ideas. A lot of people, like, we basically, once we get to a spot, we wait for everyone. We, like, everyone in the back to catch up, and then we plan our next move, and then we all agree on it, and then we go and do it. So we basically decided to block intersections. Around this point as well is when I start to see a lot of mainstream media. CNN is there. I know that someone was talking about Fox News was talking about how like there's an angry mob forming and like violent thugs roaming through the streets and all that shit, right? A little ridiculous. So then we occupy the main intersection, and I'm sitting down in this clip because my legs hurt, right? But it's still daytime, so I had to get a little bit of rest, but it happens. And then so I after a little bit it gets darker, right? And then so I remind everyone that there is a lot of unmarked police vehicles. So basically what happened here, to my understanding, is this unmarked car, was trying to like drive into the road and then like, was being very obnoxious about it. And basically a bunch of protesters basically surrounded the car to prevent them from driving into someone. To my understanding, they almost hit someone. And so that's what happened in this altercation. But everyone is fine, no injuries, It was a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie, but everything was fine. No one did anything outside of that, and everyone is okay. So as far as I understand, someone almost was in danger. Then the car stopped, and, you know, then that whole thing happened, but everything's good. And then so we traveled to this intersection. As you can see, that's me. I'm right there. And so from this point onward, we break off into like 3 or 4 groups. And we occupy every single intersection of, like, and again, this is the main roads of commerce in our city. These are all, like, you know, you got banks, you got, like, bars, you got fucking restaurants, you got fast food restaurants, you got grocery stores, you got Lowe's, you got all that shit. So this is, like, the main shit. So we occupy all of the main intersections. So we just spread out and we do that. And that's the thing where you do multiple things at once, is the cops, right? They had very little time to prepare for such an action. So it was definitely getting very interesting. And then people start dancing, having a good time. Some people brought like loudspeakers and played some good music. So I just want to make a statement on that. Now, there are a couple people that said dancing is disrespectful. I disagree. I think celebrating the fact that the community can come together in times of stress and, like, you know, make the best of it, I think is a good thing. I think celebrating small victories is a good thing. I think that, especially, again, when you occupy and shut down major areas of commerce in a city, and again, we're not talking about local shops. Like, there are some local stores, right? But most of these things are chain restaurants, fast food restaurants, big corporations, billion, trillion dollar corporations, right? That's what we're talking about here. Oh no, boo-hoo, McDonald's can't sell a couple more Big Macs. What are they going to do? It's the end of the world. Boo-hoo, Burger King can't sell their overpriced garbage anymore for the next 3 hours. Oh no, the world is on fire. We're all going to die, right? So it's like, I think that this is a good thing. We're celebrating small victories here. So I just wanted to point that out. So yeah. We're going to keep going. This is the part this is one of my favorite parts of the whole situation. I just got to say, like, I got to open this in a new tab, right? This is amazing. So as a white person, I consider it my role to get in the front of these crowds. And so I'm in the very front of blocking this intersection that the cops haven't been to yet. So there are no police presence here. Right? The police are down here. I think you can see a cop car down here. And they're getting down there. And so we're in this like middle intersection, and I see this car. Now again, this car, I really, like, when I saw this, I started laughing. So what I did was I walked up to this person's car, and held out my phone, and then I just want to like showcase like this person's face. Like, look at this person's face. They're so very clearly upset. Like, you can see this person is so very clearly upset, and I can see them like talking on the phone or something. They're probably talking about like SJWs and rioters and looters running through the streets, right? They're having a bad time. And I want to remind everyone the absolute state of this vehicle. So you vote for Reagan and this is all you can afford? Like, you're going to make a joke about being poor and you vote for Reagan? Like, what the hell? Right? So obviously this is not her truck. This is like her dad's car, like, you know, that she's borrowing to go out to romp around on the town at night or whatever the fuck this dumb bitch is doing. Right? So this bitch is stuck here, this stupid dumb fucking bitch, right? And I'm like, whoever you are, if you're watching this video, you are a dumb motherfucking bitch. And I'm just telling you right the fuck now. So this bitch, right, then does a dramatic turnaround, right? Almost hits someone. And guess what? So this truck is outfitted with like a speaker system, right? Except it didn't work, right? So she's sitting there, right, motionless in the car, right, for at least 5 minutes as we're all like kind of just there blocking the intersection. She doesn't say anything to us, right? So as soon as she gets into a position where she drives away, she tries to like insult us on a loudspeaker system, except it's all glitchy and no one could hear anything. So we just hear a bunch of static go like, and like I see her like have something in her hand and she's speaking into it, and it just goes, and she spins away and drives away, and like, you know, like the thing where you make like accelerate really fast and blow out your fucking engine or whatever, right? So the loud says it didn't work. All right. So we're like, apparently, like, if this is all you can afford, they're not sending their best at that point. So I just really, like, this was one of the most entertaining aspects of the night. So I just wanted to say that was hilarious. And if this bitch ever sees my video, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of garbage. Anyway, so let's move on. So this is when we start to regroup and head back into the town and away from more of the commerce section as it's getting darker. And so people, when it gets like nighttime, you want to be closer to home. You want to be closer to the city center. You don't want to be in the outskirts, because you just like, if people want to go home, they should have the opportunity to go home. So we all decide to walk back towards like the center of the town at this point. And so this is when the police presence grows exponentially. And they start like driving in, like they start following us as we're like, and you see a bunch of these cop cars. And then so what we do is we decide to form a line in the back of the crowd. So I was again in the front of the line, as you can see in this photograph, to block the cop cars from following the crowd too much further. So I decided, along with other people, to stay in the back and just like form like a small line so that these cars could not follow us very creepily. Because again, all it takes is one cop to make a really bad decision and you can have a lot of people injured. So we decided to give them enough buffer space in between these police and the rest of the crowd. And so that's where I took this photograph. And so then, we move back toward the major intersection. You can see the still boarded up CVS over here, which is, again, hilarious, right? There's been no hint of violence. There has been no threat of violence. There has been no threat of rioting or looting, right? But you have a bunch of white business owners, right? Oh, they're so scared. Someone's going to break into CVS and steal the shampoo, the razor blades, the dog treats, and the fucking Kit Kats, right? Oh no, heaven forbid, right? And so, they boarded it. So I think it's like, there's been like 2 or 3 like places that I've seen boarded up, right? And so I just find it really funny because most of the local businesses are just chilling. Like when we were on this street, like to scroll back a little bit, when we were on this street where all like the major fast food chains are, all the workers, right, for every like Wendy's, for fucking Popeyes, from other like all the workers were outside because no one could get to the stores, right? So all the workers were outside and clapping and cheering us on and like, participating in the chants, from like the front door. Like they were all just having a great time and they were participatory in it. So a lot of people, I had a lot of boomers like complain to me, oh man, people can't get to work. Like, no, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. The people that work there were on our side. So shut the fuck up. No one likes you. You're an idiot and you're a loser. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And so we get back in here. The police are definitely, there are more police. And so in between this photograph and me being home, what happened was we went back down to City Hall and, my phone was getting a little bit low on battery and there was nothing really worth filming at that point. So we just marched back down to City Hall where, now I want to also make it very clear because of all the cameras that were there. The whole time what we were doing was we were demanding that Sheriff Tommy Wooten, in the video that I played earlier, would meet us at City Hall and tell us what's going on and release the goddamn body camera footage. So we go back to City Hall, lo and behold, no one's there. It's crickets, except for the fucking police cars that were there, right? Wooten? Nowhere to be found. Where is that guy? No one can find him. It's like, where is fucking, it's like, where's Waldo? But in like, it's honestly kind of hard to miss the guy, let's be honest. So he wasn't there. We showed up, we reorganized, and we strategized and planned a meeting point for today, which would be day 3. And we will be going to the waterfront, which is by museums and other city buildings. And we will start there and we will just, see what happens from that point onward. And so, again, I want to reiterate, there was no violence. There was no agitation on anyone's regard other than the police. The police had, a few instances where they were really trying to drive into the crowd a little bit, like got really close. Like, you see where Max the dog is in comparison to me, right? Like laying on my bed right behind me, right? Like there were cop cars in that distance from the crowd. And so like, let's say like, someone like steps down to tie their shoe and that car keeps driving. Oops. Right. Like, and so that's why, we wanted to bring a bigger buffer zone because, the police were being, they were trying to do that thing where they like instigate in a way where they will blame the other person as being the instigator. You know what I mean? That's what they try to do. And so we'll see what the police presence is going to be like today. I imagine it's only going to escalate. I imagine that, I would hope and pray, right, that the entire situation remains peaceful and that no one is injured. But again, police are known for killing people. Police are known for rioting. Police are known to have emotional meltdowns. And that needs to be understood. Again, we didn't kill someone in our community. The police did. They came into our neighborhood and shot someone dead in a school zone, right? So these are the motherfuckers that don't have a track record of behaving, right? And that needs to be understood. And so overall, I would say yesterday was a big success. More people, to my understanding, are going to be coming out today. And this is just, I'm going to be covering it as much as possible. I would like to also say that in regards to live streaming, I do not like live streaming protests unless I've got like an actual big group there. Because like I have a couple people that I like to stick around, but I don't have like a big group dedicated to live streaming. Right. When you live stream at a protest, you are very distracted. And that's a situation I don't want to be in. I don't want to be distracted. I like to be very present of everything that's around me. And that's just my position. So I am fine with posting video clips every now and then of like certain key points that are occurring with certain updates along the way. But I personally find that live streaming is also, it drains my phone battery. And it's just like, I don't need it. I don't need it on, right? It's just unnecessary. So I understand people would like to watch the live stream, and I get that, and I understand that. But again, in my opinion, that is not what I want my role at a protest to be. I don't want to go to a protest and, make it all about me. I don't want to go to a protest and feel the need to keep up with the chat room. I don't want to go to a protest and feel the need to have my camera out at all times. I want to like be able to, adjust to what's going on. And so that's what I view my role at a protest as. I don't like going to a protest as a streamer. I just think it's obnoxious. But it's obnoxious. Like, not to say all streamers are obnoxious, but I just say my personal opinion on me as a person and what I want to do there. I just don't want to do that. Because again, you also never know when something is going to happen. I also don't want to provide people evidence to look for through. And that's not to say anyone that was streaming that I disagree with them. People can stream if they want to, and that's their thing. And if they want to stream to their friends, that's great. But I don't view that as my role. And so I just I've gotten a lot of people that have asked me to live stream and if I will live stream, and I just wanted to respond to that. But yes, there are streams that you could watch. Maybe if y'all want to go into the Discord tonight and share live streams, I can make a channel for this in the Discord and share live streams and try to see what's going on in real time. You can do that as well, because there are going to be people streaming on Facebook and stuff like that, and probably more news agencies, right? So I just want to be very clear that is happening, and you can find streams, they just aren't mine. And so that's my position. And so yeah, there you go. But yeah, either way, day 2 I would consider a success, and I'm excited to see what day 3 brings. And for those of you that are watching this that live in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, or near enough, the current, to my understanding, meeting location is 5 p.m. at the Waterfront Park. And so we will be going there, and we'll be grouping and discussing and organizing. And again, I also want to say that if anyone does want to make a trip to Elizabeth City, if you live anywhere within distance where you could reasonably get here, and you have, I'm going to be honest, I, either have a bunch of masks or be vaccinated. I hate to be that person. But if anyone wants to organize, sleeping on my couch or something for the weekend, I'm open to hosting that. I hear people were meeting at Popeyes at 11. Yes, I heard that as well at 11:30 to discuss just more organizing plans. I was going to try to attend that, but I'd rather just do this show and show up at 5. So I'm just 5 is the main thing. And but if anything else happens, again, I also want to say, if you live in Elizabeth City, feel free to reach out to me. If you DM me on Twitter, Discord, or whatever, I'm okay with exchanging phone numbers. If you live here or live close and you want to exchange contact information, I'm more than open to doing that. And just hit me up. I have an email. My email is andrea@speed.dog, ANDREA @SPEED.dog. PEED.DOG. So, DOG stands for dog. Not to be confused with cats, as they are not cats, they are dogs. You can email me, you can DM me on whatever, and we can exchange information if you are going to be there. And you would like to interact with me in any capacity, whether it be, you know, rolling with me in some way or like whatever, you know, like that's all of that is, I'm open to that 100%. And so, yeah, hopefully, you know, and I want to end on this note.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
CJ Fernandez, if I had the money, I'd travel to Elizabeth City and protest with you guys. If you had the money, well, I mean, you don't have the money because you're giving me money in super chats. I'm just joking. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate that. But yeah, if someone, like, I know there's a lot of my viewers that, like, live, like, you know, 2 to 3 hours away from me. Right? So, again, if you are interested in sleeping on my couch or something, like, I would have to talk with my family and everyone that lives with me and all that, but, like, I am interested and willing to set that up. So, like, just throwing that out there. It's just a retweet. But other than that, if people are watching this stream that actually live here, hello. I am one of the citizens of the town that we all live in. And again, if you want to reach out to me on any platform and exchange contact information, I am totally open to do so. You are a recognizable celebrity. What is a celebrity? I am not a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not a celebrity. Like, maybe I'll be, like, you know, at some point in the future. Right now, I'm not concerned with that. Bob Carmodi's response right now is like, you know,
In person, in my office, in Philadelphia.
That's what Bob Carmody is saying. But yeah, so I'm just throwing that out there. And again, I have nothing else to say. This is like legit the end of the show. Like, this is actually the end of the goddamn show. And so I am going to, you know, probably, you know, drink some water. You know, I'll probably, you know, get ready. And I will see y'all at the waterfront at 5 p.m. if you are in town or are going to travel to town. And yeah, so if, and again, I just want to say, if anyone wants to come up to me and say hello, I'm always open to that. And yeah, that's it. That's all. That's it. I got nothing else, folks. Get the hell out of here. Have a good day. And that's it. I got nothing else.
And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-up. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up. And they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.